I'm Rob Skinner and I'm the Managing Director of Ringo Sports. So in essence, we're a golf distributor. So we bring in equipment, golf training aids and things like that from around the world and then represent them in Australia. Previous to starting the business, I'd looked at a business to buy and I saw they were very successful in using a 3PL. So I thought, well, why don't I do that from day one so I don't have to manage the logistics. Literally, when I went in search, I actually looked at, I think, 7 in the end and spoke to 3, and then it came down to 1 of 2. And I think obviously we're talking about A&O today. And I think for me in starting out, the empathy that A&O and particularly Gareth had for the stage of business I was in, it turned into a bit of a no-brainer, and I had no experience in 3PL, so the time that they invested in educating me and all my dumb questions and dumb emails, it was brilliant. And you're kind of apprehensive in the beginning, especially when you turn it on. So for me, all the video tutorials, setting up the software was easy. I probably had a bit of anxiety around that, but it all flowed nicely. And I think whenever I did have a bit of anxiety or I wasn't sure of things, to email or ring and get an answer like straight away. So it was just brilliant for the stage of business that I was at in startup land. I'm not a current client of A&O, so it's a fascinating story. And you're going, well, why are you sitting here, doing a video about A&O? So I think I made a bit of a mistake, if you like, my own mistake in my own business. So I kind of wanted to begin with the end in mind, but my business didn't take off. It's starting slowly. And for me, sitting there and, obviously in small business, you want to watch every penny. I had room at home, and A&O is not a warehouse, it's a 3PL. So you need that volume to be moving stock. And that wasn't happening for me. I'm actually a past client and a future client. I'm sitting in this middle area that I will come back at some stage. And why I was happy to come and talk, the flexibility that A&O, Gareth, Neil and the crew had for my situation was phenomenal. And I couldn't, it got me a little bit emotional, if you like, that they're going, hey Rob, like whatever you want, we'll help you out, even if it wasn't in their best interest, which was crazy for me. It was brilliant. We had some longer products and they don't fit in the norm. And so we were investigating a solution for some of those anyway. And then someone came and ordered one. I'm like, oh my God, they've ordered one of these things, we don't have a solution. And Neil, who runs the floor, said, no worries, it's in Sydney, I'll deliver it on my way home. And I'm just like, wow, literally above and beyond. Gareth did explain that to me, we're not a warehouse, we just keep your stock, we'd like to see the volume. So I think in the beginning I predicted that we'd have 30 to 50 orders a month, and that was going to work, but we didn't have that. Maybe normally small businesses come to a 3PL when they're chaotic, they're busy and things are going everywhere, they're working late at night, packing orders. That's a good warning sign that, hey, maybe you can outsource that function and keep building. A&O was pretty clear in what they charged. So once I did my spreadsheet, there were a few that were way out there. So they're obviously busy and want their pound of flesh, but A&O was very reasonable. And then it was a matter of organising a visit. So we came here and had a look and met Gareth, met the team. There was a lot of flexibility, which I think is great for startups and great for scale-ups. So, if you look at me as a startup, I was here before I was live. So I think, I was even here before I was a startup. So I mean, if someone asked me, I'd encourage them to maybe even go a couple of months. Make sure there's demand. Or if there's going to be demand, I guess it's a little bit of a bet, and that's where I think A&O took a punt on me to go, righto Rob, you're starting up, fine, we'll back you. I'd recommend anyone that came to me looking for a 3PL solution, I'd go and see these guys. They will do whatever they can to help you, whatever your business or your needs are. This is a company that's organised, that obviously has a system, is utilising technology. The software is great, the support resources around it are great, and if those don't help you, that's where the people can come in as well and you can lean on those. So it was very easy. So the upfront process before I literally signed on, but then the onboarding again was brilliant. I just put in my products and I think I put in for memory how many we were delivering, all the SKUs, all that kind of stuff, and you deliver it, it's done, and it was loaded the next day, which was terrific. Ready to sell, I just needed to find the people to come and buy it. The staff at A&O are fantastic, and I find that they're friendly. They always say g'day. Obviously I've had mainly dealings with Neil and Gareth, but if I come and drop some stock off like I did, filled my car in a trailer, and they're just out helping me, you know, bring it all in, what I would encourage someone else to think about, unless they know that they're going to have volume day one, why don't you give it 2 or 3 months and make sure there is that regular volume, I guess, so you don't go through the experience that I've had, that you move in, find that you don't have a lot of volume, and move back out. So that, you know, that costs money and time to do that. So if you're totally coming from scratch, why don't you get 3 months under your belt? If you're doing an order a week, you might wait. If you're doing 30 a week, go for it.